Hi friends, welcome. I'm excited about today's practice. I got Paul Wozniak, he's heading in here, coming in hot. So we're doing a flow 2 here today. Fun flow 2 that it's going to get a bit into hamstrings, open up the backside body. So if you do have a belt handy, if you have an actual yoga strap, awesome. If you just are in your home space and you can find an actual belt, go ahead, grab yourself a belt. And then what else can I say here? So working towards a bigger peak posture today and some arm balance work. Very excited about this. I'm also going live here from Avogadro's Numbers with this beautiful background and this brand new wood floor. So you might hear train go by. I think it's about to. And what else did I want to say? Oh, Spotify. So I'm working on figuring out how to send the link. Paul's going to help me with that after this practice. But if you'd like to join me on Spotify today, I'm Yogi Kristen, YogiKristen. So all one word. You can follow me. I think the playlist today, I think it's Costa Rica 1 is what it's called. Paul's here. Ta-da!
Here I am.
We got a train. Woo, woo, everyone on board. Your yoga mat. This is called, on my Spotify, it's called Costa Rica 1. And it just starts off really lovely, nice and easy. So we'll start off seated and then eventually on your back. So find your belt, find your strap. And just have that nearby so it's not too far out of reach. And then a block, if you'd like to use your yoga block, place it towards the top of your space. And then come on either into seated if that's the way you prefer to start, or you can again lie on your back, but that's where eventually we'll meet to warm up the hamstrings today. Give yourself a few moments. And eventually start to tap into breath. So if you like that Ujjayi pranayama, which I'm a big fan of, find a very subtle restriction in the back of your throat. Breathe in and out of your nose only. And work your breaths to be somewhat equal in length. And let that breath be nice and audible. A few more moments here. And then don't lose the structure to your breath, that cadence, that rhythm to the breath as we add in movement and start to get into the hamstrings. So find your belt or your strap or whatever. You know what can also work is a towel. You can kind of fold up a small towel and you'll come in onto your back, Supta Padangusthasana. So right leg goes up. And you take your strap, your belt, your towel around your foot. If you don't have any of this available, then maybe grab your clothing or just take a hold of your calf. Maybe some circular movement here. Little in each direction. Okay, now here's the shape that we'll visit a couple of times today. So we're starting it off on our back to get that kinesthetic blueprint into the body. So left hand to the top of your left hip or even your quadricep, just to keep it grounded. And then take your right leg over to the right, away from the leg that's on the floor, as far as it'll go. And when it stops, stop. But just notice if that left hip wants to pull off the mat. Also note that there might be a little bit of backwardsness, is what happens in Facebook, but just listen to the cues. A couple more cycles of breath here. And I'll try to keep my eye on the chat as well in case you guys need me. So leg across your body. Now bring it back through center and take it over to the left. So across your body. Okay, as far as it'll go. You don't want to actually go too far here. What we're trying to do is wake up the IT band, the outer side of your leg. 2 more cycles of breath. Nice and easy here. Not trying to force the movement. He's got some nice audible breath going on, so keep that up if you can. Eventually back to center. I think the easiest way to switch out the legs is to part the strap, slide both feet into it, take the opposite leg out, and then some time here for circular movement. It's totally fine if you have a bend in one or both legs, especially if you're tight. The breath be steady. And be sure, especially if you've taken that circular action with the leg, that you even out both sides to the best of your ability. And then strap into the left hand, right hand to your hip, or maybe your quadricep as you take it over to the side. And then when it stops, it stops. Just don't force the openness. But note this shape, okay? Because we're going to not only visit this standing, but we're going to add it into our arm balance today. 2 more cycles of breath. And then nice and easy, no need to rush it. You'll come back to center. Maybe you switch out the strap into the opposite hand. It might just give you more range of motion, even though you don't need much. Take it across your body. Enough until you feel that sensation run down the outseam of your left leg. Couple more breaths. Okay, and then nice and easy. Once you feel fairly even from side to side, only you know that. Something only you can know and feel. And part the strap. Slide both feet into it. Engage your abdominals. Take an inhalation. And on the exhale, use the weight of your legs and gravity to sit yourself up into an assisted forward fold. And it's kind of a Paschimottanasana here. So double leg forward fold. Even though you have that strap, you're not trying to force yourself deep into the fold. If you already have that range of motion, great, go for it. But it's still early on in practice. A few more moments here. And then you may or may not need that strap or that towel or whatever you've used later on in practice. So have it nearby and then make your way towards tabletop position. And go through a few rounds of cow and cat. Knees are parted, hips width, wrists and elbows under your shoulders. Eyes can be opened or closed as you link breath with the movement of your body. That breath you cultivated at the very beginning of class. On the inhale, lower your belly, broaden through your collarbones, lift your head. Exhale, press into the earth, round your spine, look towards your quadriceps or in between your thighs. And then a few more here on your own. Hopefully you have some awesome music going on. Again, I'm going to work on getting a link so you guys can go with what I have going on. All right, a few more moments here. Know that you can add in side to side movement. You can get into your hips, your shoulders, your side ribs. But Stay deeply committed to that breath. And once you feel a bit more mobile through your vertebral column, all the way through your spine, we'll add in our first simple twist of thread the needle. On your inhale, take your right arm up, open up. And when the exhale happens, go ahead and sweep it on and underneath, on the mat, but underneath that opposite arm. And then stay here, those of you like that deeper twist, half bind. That free arm would go around your low back. Now, sometimes we need our hand on the floor for stability. So it's really about what helps you access this pose. One more cycle of breath. And then you can go ahead and come on out, switch sides. Take your time. No need to rush. Again, we're still in that nice, easy warm-up process, but you'll feel this later. Really feel yourself reach into the earth and lift your arm high and open through your chest. We'll use this shape too later. Think side plank, and then exhale, take it underneath you. And then find that similar shape to the first side, whatever that was for you. Couple more breaths here. And then when you feel fairly even from right to left, come on out, tabletop, maybe some additional movement like your barrel rolls or cow and cat. And then we'll find a really strong plank here first. I'm gonna get this shape into our body. So you're not going to let your hips sink or lead with your hips. You're going to ground down through the earth and lift in that space between your shoulder blades, okay? 2 more breaths. And don't move your hands, don't move your feet. All you do is simply exhale, lift your hips up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feet are hips width apart. Reach through your arms. Maybe you pedal out your legs or keep that soft bend in your knees. You've got this. Hold on. One more breath in. And when the exhale happens, walk or step yourself to the top of your space into a simple forward fold Uttanasana. Okay. Lots of baby steps are great. First time you're in that forward fold. Hands can be on your blocks or on the floor. Now, something I want you to take note here of, because we'll work this later on in practice, I call it a toe loop. So basically, he'll do this on his mat, and I'll try to put my foot in your face and show you. So you're going to take your 2 peace fingers, and this will happen on each hand. And you reach down between your first and your second toe where your flip-flops would go. And then you get a hold of that big toe. Tip of my thumb is touching the tips of my peace fingers, and then that's where you'll create some leverage here, okay? So give yourself a little pull a couple of times, bend your elbows out to the sides of your space, let your head go, maybe you shake it a bit, yes and no. Hear the breath. And all I want you to do is get this shape in your body because we'll use it a little later. And then we'll take our first half sun salutations, Ardha Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, press into your feet, reach up towards the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. And on the exhale, draw hands to heart space. So here we'll link breath and movement. It might not match Paul's, but that's fine. Inhale, reach up as you press down through your feet. Breath out, forward fold or swan dive if you have the space, Uttanasana. On your breath in, halfway lift, chest forwards, press your thigh bones back. Exhale, refold. Couple more to warm the body. Inhale, stand tall, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart space. Okay, so you guys are getting the idea. And again, inhale, get longer, get taller. When the exhale takes place, forward fold, Uttanasana. On your breath in, halfway up, shoulders on your back, navel, and exhale, refold. One more final round on your own. If you know it, flow it. Inhale, you'll rise. And exhale, hands to heart space. Hear the breath. Inhale, get longer, get taller. Breath out, bow to your practice. On the inhale, halfway lift, elongate your spine. And exhale, fold and bow, plant your palms, plank pose. Hold here. Little bit of spine strengthening from your plank or even from your knees. Pull yourself forward and exhale all the way down to your belly. Very nice. Slide your heels together to touch. Tops of your feet to the earth. Inhale, low cobra, Bhujangasana. And exhale, lay it down. Let's just do 2 more here with the breath. Inhale, heart off the earth. Legs are together like one long cobra tail. Exhale, release. One more time. Use the backside body strength, the posterior chain to lift. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes on the inhale. And on your exhale, press directly into plank, straight up. Shh. Good. Hold there as you breathe in. And exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me well. Give me like a thumbs up or let me know how everything's working. And then we have some exterior noise. Train's still going by. Woo woo, we're on board the yoga train. One more breath in. And on the exhale, look forward, walk, step, or jump this time. So find your own challenge, but we meet at the top of your space. It's up to you how to arrive on your inhalation, halfway up. Exhale, fold. A little different here, bend at the knees. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Keep some of the weight in your heels. Tone your low belly. If this is too much, hands to heart center. You can airplane arms. Good. One more breath in. Hold on as you breathe out, and we'll find some balance here. Inhale, Ekapada Tadasana, lift the right leg. Find some balance. See if you can get a 90-degree angle with that lifted leg and pull your lifted toes towards your shin. Try not to lean back, proud chest, heart forward. Maybe you extend that lifted leg. We're going to do that anyways later. Exhale, chair pose, airplane arms. Change sides. Inhale, Ekapada. Lift your leg. Find the balance. Quadricep is parallel to the earth. And then if you did so before without leaning back, send your lifted heel forward. Doesn't matter the height. It's the action. One more inhalation. And on your exhale, chair pose with airplane arms. One more time. Wait until heel slightly. Then inhale, stand all the way up. Look up, reach up, look at your thumbs. And when the exhale happens, forward fold, Uttanasana. Very nice. On your inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, this time chaturanga, plant your palms, step back, jump back, high to mid plank. You can do this on your knees if you need a little less. Breath in, sweep your heart through the gate of your arms, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, press your hips nice and high, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Reach through your arms. All right, child's pose. Or if you need a moment, grab a sip of water. Check in with the breath. If you want to say hi to me, hopefully the volume's working for you. We don't have any glitches. Paul's saying hi to you in his rest. Okay. Now we're going to add in some crescent lunge work. And lunge, crescent lunge, twist. And then we'll work a little bit more on opening the hamstrings so that you're really prepping for that peak posture. We're going to use that toe loop again. So it's your peace fingers right in between your first and your second toe, like Jessie calls them. If you've ever taken her classes, she calls them like something like ginormous flip flops or exaggerated flip flops. I don't know, but it really gets the idea in your mind, right? Downward facing dog on the exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Maybe plank to down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Right leg lifts. Nice and slow. He leads with his heel. Exhale, knee to nose. Shift your shoulders forward over your wrist like we do in plank. Good. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step all the way through to a low lunge. Let's take a little bit of movement here. Wake things up, maybe side to side, forward and back. But eventually we do want to organize that front knee over a front heel. Then lunge twist. Inhale the right arm high. Open up. You can put a block under your left hand if you need to. Yeah. Or whatever support is helpful. Big breath in here. Open up. And on the exhale, release your hand to the earth. Keep your front knee bent. Press down through your front heel. Inhale, rise to a high lunge, full crescent, Anjaneyasana. So notice his back heel is lifted quite high. Okay, so he's balanced on the ball of his back foot. And there's some midline engagement here. So he's pulling his inner thighs towards the middle of his body, towards his spine. Take one more cycle of breath in. And on your exhale, prayer twist here, hands to heart center, prayer twist to your personal right. So left elbow to outer right thigh. Now, if this is too much, simply drop your back knee to the floor. Let the focus be the twist here, because we're about to head into our arm balance. So 2 more breaths here. Keep the spine elongated on the inhalation, and use the exhale to rotate. 1 more breath. Now keep your legs, if your knee's down, you can keep it down. Inhale, arms up, crescent, Anjaneyasana. And breath out, hands down to the floor. Drop the back knee if it's not already there, and then straighten your front leg, half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Okay, a few moments here, because remember, we're opening up the hamstrings, opening up the backside body. We're about to do the arm balance of side plank, and this is going to be a part of our peak posture today if you choose to take it on. But here's where all the modifications will happen if that's what you need for the peak pose. Okay, return yourself to a lunge, rebend your front knee, plant your palms, step back plank pose, side plank to your right arm high, Vashisthasana. Okay, so a couple things to note here. You can absolutely drop your bottom knee to the floor. And then if you do drop your bottom knee to the floor, it would be directly under your hip, not too far forward towards your wrist, not too far behind you. And then even if you do this, you can join us in the peak posture eventually by floating the top leg, even if your knee's on the floor. But he's really rooted down through that bottom arm. There might be a little bit of shake. Check in that the breath isn't labored. It's still nice, strong, evenly paced. 1 more inhalation. And when the exhale takes place, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Maybe on your knees, but we always meet in downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. All right, you guys, couple breaths here. We'll work this second side. It should be a challenge, even though the postures, they're kind of simple. They might look simple, but they're kind of deceivingly challenging. Let's do the left side. Inhale, left leg will lift. You'll lead with your heel, and on your breath out, 1 time knee to nose. Round through your spine, hug in through your midsection. Inhale, leg lifts. And when the exhale happens, come all the way through into a deep lunge. Blocks if you need them. Knee over your heel, maybe a little bit of movement, forward and back, side to side, waking things up. And here's where we'll take our lunge twist. So keep the legs strong. Right hand can be on a block or the floor, and then open up. Open your chest. And you could, again, have the back knee down, but really we're working to strengthen the legs and note the shape of your arms and his arms. Okay, we're going to need that later. One more cycle of breath in. Breath out, release your hands down. Keep your legs pressed down through your front heel. Inhale, rise to your high lunge, full crescent, Anjaneyasana. Now, of course, again, the back knee can drop if you need that modification. Otherwise, keep the back heel high either way. And that front heel won't actually move. It's not going to go anywhere, but root down through it and try to drag your front heel to the back of your space. You might feel a subtle shift of your hips, a leveling out of the hips. Good, and then here's where we deepen the twist. Inhale, hands to heart space. Exhale, tilt forward slightly. Yep, prayer twist to your left. Parivrita, Anjaneyasana. The back knee is there for you if needed. Note if your thumbs come up really high into your armpit. That can be a tendency. It's not necessarily dangerous, but think of lengthening your spine and lifting your sternum bone, the center of your chest, up towards your thumbs. One more cycle of breath in. Stay for the breath out. Good. And then if the knee is down, keep the knee down. Inhale, arms reach. And exhale, hands down for your hamstring stretch. So back knee might already be down, straighten out the front leg. Ardha Hanumanasana. Letting your torso, your forehead lower towards that extended leg. Pull your left toes back to activate the hamstrings again. 2 more deep breaths here. And then nice and easy, you'll return to the lunge. Here's where you set up for the arm balance of side plank, Vashisthasana. Step your feet back together. And now side plank to your personal left. Okay, and then he can go through the options if he wants, but remember the options: knee down, and then maybe you float the knee, or rather the top leg, even if that bottom leg is down. It just gives you another element of a challenge. And giving your body that, again, that kinesthetic blueprint, getting it to know where we're headed. So when we get there, everything's set up. You've got this. Hold on, root down through that bottom arm, lift your hips. One more cycle of breath in, fill your lungs. And when the exhale takes place, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Okay, friends, nicely done. We're getting pretty close to that halfway mark of practice. So water if you need it, child's pose. Maybe you challenge yourself, hold the down dog, check in with your breath. You might need the block, so we're going to do some simple standing warrior postures, but we're going to work that toe loop again. So have your peace fingers ready. Maybe you need the belt because you can't quite reach your big toe and keep the side bodies elongated. So have that belt nearby possibly. All right, let's flow into warrior 2. Inhale, lift the right leg nice and high. And on your exhale, knee to nose, pull yourself forward, round through your spine. Inhale, lift the right leg high. And on the exhale, step all the way through to a deep lunge. Pivot your back heel to the earth about 45 degrees for warrior 2. Inhale, come on up, Virabhadrasana 2. Okay. So as we hold here for a few moments, you can almost see a shadow. It's creating this direct line from his front heel that intersects his back arch. Okay, nothing's going to change about the feet, but squeeze your feet together, reach through your fingertips, look over your right fingertips. One more breath in. Stay for the breath out. Now keep your feet where they are. Inhale, straighten your front leg all the way for triangle pose. Exhale, reach forward, reach. Then as you take your right hand down and your left arm high, use that toe lock, that peace finger around your tremendous or enormous flip-flops. exaggerated flip-flops. And then there's this action of pulling up through your legs, like your legs are giant pairs of straws, and it's as if he's leaning his back against the imaginary wall behind him, or even trying to reach back. So you don't have your torso swung forward towards the edge of your mat. You want to lean back slightly. One more cycle of breath. Open your chest. And then let go of that toe loop. Inhale, warrior two. Rebend your front knee and then sweep your arm high, reverse warrior, just for a moment here. And make it a nice side body stretch. Don't let that front knee buckle in. Turn your torso away from your front bent leg. One more cycle of breath in. And then we'll add in side plank here just for a flow. Exhale, come all the way down. Plant your palms. The same foot that steps back is the same arm that lifts. So right foot back, inhale, right arm high just for a moment. Exhale, take your vinyasa high to mid plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. All right, you guys, give yourself a moment here. Okay, the challenge is the length of the hold for sure, but I want to get in that idea of side plank and that openness with the legs. Inhale, left leg high, and then take your time, knee to nose. Do what you did before. We all meet in a lunge. Once you've firmly stepped in between both hands, you pivot your back heel down and come on into your warrior two on the breath in, Virabhadrasana 2. Find the length of your mat. Use up the real estate on your mat. That front heel to back arch alignment and that imaginary line. Squeeze your feet together. Now notice he's not overly reaching forward, like reach way, way forward. That's not what we're going for. I call that an ambitious warrior two. You really want stacked shoulders over your hips. Not that there's anything wrong with ambition, but we're going for alignment here. Take another cycle of breath in. Breath out. Feet aren't going to change, but the legs will. Breath in. Straighten your front leg all the way for Utthita Trikonasana. Exhale. Reach, 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 reach. When you can no longer reach, left hand down. Find your peace finger grip. Remember, it's your two peace fingers between your first and your second toe. So you get that leverage. We're going to need that later. And then length through your legs. So use the belt. Use the strap if you can't connect. So you can keep your side bodies elongated just as Paul has. Notice if your chest swung forward past your front leg, so you can stack your shoulders mostly over your front shin. One more breath in. Breath out, release that toe loop. Inhale, return to warrior two and continue to reach on back. Get in that side body stretch, space between your chin and your chest. One more inhalation. And we're adding in side plank here. Exhale, come on down. Plant your palms. Plank to side plank just for a moment. Inhale. Maybe you're on your knee. Maybe you float the top leg either way. On the exhale, take your vinyasa high to mid plank. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. All right. Couple things here. Take a breath, and you can jump to the top of your mat, or you can walk or hop yourself to the middle of your mat, but we'll meet in standing facing your screen. You can always do a halfway lift, all that fun stuff, but we'll meet in standing. And a very simple tree pose. So another, let's call this even a modification of what we'll work on later. Lift one foot. Doesn't matter which foot, lift a foot. 1 minute here. Maybe your toes are on the floor, or foot to inner calf, inner thigh. Tone your low belly. Branches are totally and entirely up to you. But find your drishti. Your drishti is your one visual point of focus. Keep the breath steady and even. Be mindful that you're not gripping your sticky mat or your floor with your toes. Toes are kind of light and fluffy. Ground down through big toe mound, pinky toe mound, center of your heel. You're already over the halfway mark. Now here's part of the challenge is the exit, hands to your hips. Point your lifted knee towards your screen. And then extend that leg straight out, just like we did in the beginning of practice. Good. And then foot to the floor. So it's not going to really be about the height there. You'll feel that big time in your quadricep, right? Big time in your quadricep. So it's really about engaging your core and letting your leg do the work. Pedal it out, shake it out, do what you need for Vrikshasana tree pose. Second side, lift your foot, take it to where it can go, scoop low belly in and up, steady the breath, find your drishti. Okay, you're about halfway here. So yeah, add in your branches, do what you like to do to challenge yourself. Okay, and remember the challenge is definitely the exit in the sequence today, hands to your hips. Point your lifted kneecap towards your screen, extend your leg, it's only for a moment. Be less focused on the height, more with the extension through your heel, and foot to the floor. Bit of Ashtanga movement today. Pedal it out, shake it out, stretch it out. And then continue to face your screen, or if your mat's sideways, that's fine, but we're gonna pop our feet apart, hands to your hips, hop your feet wide, Prasarita Pada Tadasana, exhale, fold down the middle. Now here's where I want you to work the toe loop again. Take your peace fingers right in between your first and second toe. Bend your elbows out to the sides of the room. Work the crown of your head towards the floor and lengthen your spine as you continue to cast forward with your chest. The focus, yes, I want you to stretch the legs because we're going to do this standing again in a little bit, but I also want you to practice the toe loop. That's where the leverage comes from. Now, toe loop might be accessible here, but not in the more peak postures, so that's what your belt will be for. One more cycle of breath in. Breath out. Keep that toe loop. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, heart forward. Look forward, that's it. And then go ahead, hands to hips. Stand yourself all the way up, press into your feet. Hop your feet together. Face the top of your space. We'll meet in down dog if you'd like to take a vinyasa. Maybe those of you who have more experience in the practice, you can have fun and do crow into chaturanga. Have some fun there. Hi, friends. Nice to see your likes. Please feel free to share this with your friends and tell everyone about how many classes YogaPod has for you. Lots of different offerings. Okay, little bit of flow here just to get the body warm, and then we'll work peak posture standing and then peak posture in the arm balance. Inhale the right leg high. Now you can do one knee to nose or add in knee to nose, knee to outer arm, inner arm. Maybe you do Vashisthasana 2, or some people call it fallen triangle, where you take the leg across and just have fun with that. Lots of fun. And then low lunge. Breath in, crescent. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Breath out, triangle. We've been in all these shapes already today. Good, he has awesome transitions. Inhale, rebend the front knee, reverse your triangle. Breath out, flow low, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Take a breath here, reset. Ooh, same thing, second side. Inhale, left leg high, and then whatever fun knee to nose work you did. Maybe you went right into the lunge or did your fun work. Maybe your Vashisthasana 2 or fallen triangle. That's going to really prep you for the peak pose. And then up, and we'll meet in a deep lunge. When you arrive in the lunge, root through your front heel. Inhale, rise to crescent. If you know it, flow it. Breath out, Vira 2. On the inhale, straighten your front leg. And on your exhale, Utthita Trikonasana. We've got the toe loop for a moment. Breath in, warrior two or reverse your warrior. And exhale, chaturanga. Take your time. Okay, friends, cycle of breath in your down dog. And then we'll meet in standing. If you want to do a sun A, great. Or maybe you need to grab your belt. Well, we're going to work that toe loop. Nice, Paul. Jump into crow. Face your screen, or if you don't want to face your screen and you kind of understand Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, then you know what you're doing. All right. So start with left foot down, pull your right knee in to your chest. Maybe you interlace your hands around your shin. Otherwise, to progress, left hand to left hip and right peace fingers as we've been working. Maybe this is where you stay, or you extend your heel forward. Be less focused on the height of your leg and more with the extension. It's okay if there's a bit of shake. Maybe you stay here, or you take your leg out to your personal right. Do what you can do. Final variation would be left arm out, and then you gently gaze to your left. It's tough, I know. Yeah. And that's why tree would be your modification here, okay? And then hold your leg, release your toe loop, and bring the leg all the way down, yeah. Woo, big one, huge one. But it's gonna set you up big time for the arm balance. Maybe you take a moment. Again, don't worry. I would say rather don't focus on the height of the leg. Don't focus on the straightness of the leg, just the work. You'll pull your knee in. Maybe this is where you stay. Or right hand to right hip. Peace fingers around your big toe. Strong through your standing leg, and then move forward with your lifted leg, chest forward. Do your best not to lean back. Maybe you take it out to the side. All you're doing is your best. The final variation would be left leg out, and then right leg will extend, and you'll gently gaze to your right. Hold on. One more breath. You've got this. Pull your belly in, and then back to center. Hold on. Release the toe loop. Keep the leg lifted if that's available. And then foot to the floor. You're all done with that. Woo! All right. So you're familiar with this in side plank?
I think so.
We're going to come from runner's lunge.
Yeah.
Okay. Down dog. All right, you guys. So nice and easy here. Breath in, right leg lifts. And then exhale, runner's lunge. So step to the outside of your right hand. Now a little bit of movement. Maybe you drop your back knee to the floor. Nothing wrong with that. Just give yourself a moment. Okay. So this is just an extension of side plank. We've already done side plank, right? So you can do that on or off your knee. You can do this whole movement on your bottom knee. Nothing wrong with that. But get the toe loop first. Right peace fingers around your right big toe. If you do not pivot your back whole pinky edge side of your foot, pivot your back heel down, you'll never get into this posture. But maybe that's where you stay. And then you extend, root down through the bottom arm. You can, again, drop the bottom knee and still join him with that lifted leg. That still will get you the shape, the stretch, the effort. One more breath, amazing. And maybe you return to runner's lunge. Maybe it's down dog, you go where you can go. And then I want to give you a little bit of time to do runner's lunge or, yeah, whatever feels best in your body. Woo, it's a big one. Maybe you hold your runner's lunge. Maybe you take child's pose. Maybe you have to relieve the wrists. Okay, we can tend to dump too much in the wrists in that arm balance. That's why we practiced it earlier. It's not about stacked joints. So you'll be able to really see it on the second side. Inhale the left leg up. And exhale, runner's lunge, step to the outside of your left hand, your pinky side. All right, so a little bit of movement here. Give yourself time to warm up and get off the wrists for a moment so that you're not dumping into the wrist when we come into this shape. Okay, so he's got the toe loop. Step the right hand forward a touch. So yeah, he's not going to be completely stacked. He's pivoted the whole pinky edge side of his foot to the floor. And then he's reaching, extending, rooting down, trying to stay out of that. Bottom arm lifting his hips. He's finding the breath. Maybe you look up. Hold on. 5, 4. You've got this. 3, 2, and then perhaps back to your runner's lunge. Taking time there. Or chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Huge movement, you guys. Whew, that's a practice. That's flow 2, child's pose. Or arms down by your sides, embryo pose. Give yourself some time here. Check in with the breath. So we did a lot of that work today, the toe loop, the extension of the hamstrings. You did it standing, you did it in the arm balance. You can always add this into your personal home practice. Let's kind of calm everything down now. So half pigeon pose, or those of you who want to come onto your back for recline figure 4, know that's available to you. Otherwise, let's start with the right leg high on the inhale. And then exhale, come on into it. Right knee to the floor behind your right wrist. Now, if this doesn't work for you, you come onto your back and you do right ankle over left femur bone and let your head, back of your head, rest to the earth. Otherwise, you can stay lifted or come on down and surrender. Hips have worked hard for you today. You always put your head on a block or on stacked hands. Notice if you're taking this Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. So, big Sanskrit name for this pose. But you're not tilting your hips off to, sometimes our hips will dump over to the right. Do your best to square your hips. So Eka, 1, Raja, royal. Kapotasana is basically pigeon pose. So one-legged royal pigeon pose, I guess. Just some education for you that like to geek out on yoga like I do. Eka, 1, Pada, foot, Raja, royal, Kapotasana, pigeon pose. Big, fancy geek out name. 2 more breaths here. And then once those 2 breaths are complete, nice and easy, back on out. There's no need to rush that exit. Maybe you need some movement to return the circulation in your legs in down dog or tabletop position. And then same thing, second side, nice and easy, no need to rush. Inhale the left leg high. And then exhale, come on through. Left knee to the floor behind the left wrist, a little bit more towards the edge of your mat. So just notice his knee, if you can see, is not, it might be hard to see, but it's not in the center of his mat. It's literally pointed towards the top left corner of his space. And then as he chooses to descend and surrender, notice that his hips haven't dumped off to one side. They're fairly level and square to the earth. This is a great place if you have a couch cushion or some sort of support and you need that underneath your hip or your forehead. Add it in so that you can find some quiet time, some turning inward. And start to turn up the volume even more on the breath here, especially if you have a playlist going on. See if you can almost hear the breath above the music. Just got a few more moments here. Nice, deep, even in length. Soften your jaw, soften your upper back and your shoulders. And then once you feel fairly even, if you do need a few more moments here, you stay. Otherwise, ease on out, just the way you did before. Return that circulation to your legs. All right, nice work today, you guys. Come on down to a seated position. And you might want to bring your block with you if you need something more supported. We'll close practice with a couple of heart openers here. So it could be supported bridge with your block. Otherwise, come on down and let's find the measurement. We'll do 2 heart openers today, either supported bridge and then full bridge, or full bridge, full wheel if you're feeling open enough for that today. Fingertips are fairly close to your heels. They might even graze, but feet are hips width apart. Root down through your feet. Inhale, lift your hips straight up. Okay, a couple of things. If you have your block, great. Otherwise, yes, I'm a big fan of what he's doing here. He's interlaced both hands underneath him, worked his shoulders underneath as well to create a shelf for your heart. This is like a self-adjustment. If I were to come up behind you and behind your head and I would squeeze your shoulders together, this would create the same engagement to find that height. Notice if the knees want to splay out. They're not, legs aren't together by any means, but there's an energetic hug of inner thighs. Lift your chest towards your chin, move your chin away from your chest. One more deeper breath in. And when the exhale happens, slowly descend. Once your spine is on the mat, part your feet hips width, constructive rest, knees together. Rest, breathe. Conserve your energy. All right, you really got to keep that ujjayi pranayama, that breath going to sustain full wheel, okay? So if you're choosing full wheel, same placement with the feet, you'd flip your hands overhead and your fingertips face your shoulders, okay? That's just an option. Otherwise, bridge again or supported bridge. Root through your feet either way. Take your breath. I like an exhale, but sometimes an inhale works better. So choose your breath and lift. Find your heart opener. Those of you who've chosen Urdhva Dhanurasana, internally rotate your femur bones. There's internal rotation of your thighs there. Work your heart through the gate of your arms towards the top short edge of your mat that's behind you. You've got this. Hold on. One more breath. Fill your lungs. And then those of you in this shape, just a slight tuck of your chin, just to protect the cervical spine. Slight tuck as you come all the way down. Nice and easy. Yes, if you like to butterfly your legs, but I really highly recommend constructive rest again. I feel like it broadens the lower back and the sacral area. Now, often it feels like you've gotten off a treadmill after that posture, right? And you feel nice and open. Good. Good feedback. A few more moments here. All right, let's take a nice, easy twist here with half happy babies first. So the left leg will extend long against your yoga mat. And the right knee comes in towards your right shoulder. Take half happy babies pose on the right side. So right hand to the sole of your right foot. Lift your right ankle so it's over your knee and gently draw down on that right foot. Nice, easy, calming twist here. Take one more deeper breath in. And then let go of your foot. Release your hand from your foot. Keep your leg though and guide your leg across your body. Over to the left. Anchor your shoulders still to the earth as you gaze over that right shoulder. Don't be overly focused on how far that right leg comes down. In fact, if you want to put a block or a bolster or something underneath that bent right leg rather, find the support that's needed. One more full inhalation and exhalation. And then nice and easy back to center to switch out your legs. So pull the left knee in, let the right leg go long against your yoga mat, and find your half happy babies pose on the opposite side. And again, you gently draw down on the foot. If the right leg doesn't touch the floor, you could put it on a block or you could keep the leg bent. Take about 2 more cycles of breath. And then keep your leg as it is. Don't let that leg move too much as you release hand from foot to create your twist. Guide it across your body, stack your hips, and take your gaze to your personal left. It's not that you want to jam your shoulders down to the earth, but do your best to keep them mostly rooted here. And then again, you can put some support underneath the left bent leg if that feels better on your low back. Just a few more moments here. One more full inhalation. Stay for the exhale breath. Okay, and then nice and easy. Again, no need to rush. Head on back to center with your legs for full happy babies pose. Just reach to your heels or your inner arches, outer feet. But mostly we want to focus here on a work of your tailbone to the earth. If it feels good, side to side movement, it can be great for the kidneys, great for your upper mid back. Keep the breath nice and deep, just a few more moments here. And then wind removing pose, Pavanamuktasana, knees into chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. If you can't clasp opposite elbows or outer legs, you can work towards forearms or wrists, which is mostly trying to get into our internal organs here. Clear them out. Of course, if there's any other movement you'd like to add into your practice, go there first. Otherwise, final Shavasana. Maybe you have a nearby wall. You can scoot to the wall, send your legs up it. Maybe you have a bolster or rolled up blanket or cushion that you can slide under your knees. Whatever's going to help you find the most stillness here today. We'll just take a couple of minutes. And then, of course, if you have that gift of time, you stay as long as is available to you. Maybe the music is calming you down here, or you can skip ahead towards the end. And just soften in. Allow your chin to kind of fall away from your nose. Your cheekbones soften. Tongue falls away from the roof of your mouth. Imagine you're on your favorite beach and just allowing your heavy body to make an impression in the sand beneath you. Few more breaths here, but let them be natural, not necessarily structured or anything like that. And then those of you, again, who have that lovely gift of time, stay, breathe, heal, absorb the benefits of your practice. But those of you who need to exit and do the things you need to do for your day, invite a little bit of movement into your hands, feet, your arms, your legs. Move your head a bit side to side. And on your next inhalation, full body stretch. Reach your arms overhead. Get longer through your legs. And then from there, turn onto your right side. Find a fetal position. Bend your knees. Rest your head. Give yourself a few moments of transition there. This beautiful posture, this nourishing posture, the fetal position. And then slowly take your time and work your way up to a comfortable seated position. Those of you who are ready to exit, and come on up. Find a long spine. Fold your palms at heart center, Anjali Mudra. And we'll bow forward together this final time to close our practice. Remind yourself when we do yoga, We don't just do it for ourselves, we do it for the entire world. Thank you so much for joining me. It was an honor and a privilege to guide this practice. Loka samasta sukhino bhuvantu. May all beings in all the worlds be happy, free of suffering, and at peace. Namaste. All right, you guys. Keep in mind that we have lots of classes through YogaPod, all sorts of different varieties. Thank you, Paul Wozniak, for helping me out.
Thank you.
We came here live from Avogadro's number. So we had this beautiful background, we had this new floor. And if you did hear some background noise, it's because they're putting in all new sinks in the restroom. So woo-hoo, getting all clean.
Serving food, yes?
Oh yeah, we're available. Avos is available for pickup and delivery. I'll be doing some deliveries myself later today and tonight. So working here again, it's fun. And hopefully continuing to do some classes from here to be with you all.
I miss all my YogaPod people. I miss you.
I miss you guys so much. I never knew how much I'd miss teaching until all this, but honored to do it. All right, we're gonna get some breakfast or some lunch rather. Hope to see you around. Bye, guys.